Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in to our virtual Cameron Indoor Stadium. My name is Ritz. Good afternoon, and we are getting ready to go with Duke and Notre Dame on this wonderful Saturday. Just finishing up the Ole Miss Kentucky game, which is within a point actually in Rupp Arena, 62-61. Ole Miss leading with about a minute and 11 to go. My guess is that we are on ESPN right after this game. My guess is that we will not go live until about 4:04, 4:05, something around that, probably about a 5 or 6 minute delay on the start of the game there. Wanted to welcome in all our fans, all the Cameron crazies, and even perhaps some Notre Dame fans that are going to be spending the afternoon here with us. And it is going to be Dickie V on the official call. If you're not a fan of Dickie V, no problem. You've got me instead. That's so problem solved there. This is the Duke-centric version of the broadcast. And of course, we do try to keep it respectful for everybody, regardless of which team you are actually cheering for or rooting for. But of course, you may have to put up with some Blue Devil fans in chat. So, we are almost ready to go here. I wanted just to thank everybody for hanging out. And I may as well just call the end of this Kentucky game here. They've gone to a timeout as Kentucky just went ahead and shot free throws. This is what we see currently. Looks like we've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go here before we tip things off in Cameron Indoor. And so we will wait it out with Ole Miss and Kentucky. Of course, the ACC getting much more interesting this week after Louisville dropped the game on the road to Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets there doing us a huge favor. Actually, now Louisville only a half game ahead of Duke as a result of the win in Cameron earlier this season, and therefore they own the tiebreaker. Duke and Louisville will not play again this season. However, Louisville still needs to go to Florida State at the end of the month. That game, February 28th, after Florida State has already beat Louisville by double digits in Louisville last month, earlier in the season. So, and Duke, of course, coming off the massive win against Florida State on Monday after the equally massive win against UNC on Saturday. So Duke sitting in prime position here controls the number 2 position in the ACC. And of course, Florida State, we will be rooting for Florida State to knock Louisville off when Louisville goes to visit them. And perhaps Duke has another opportunity to try to win the conference. However, first things first, we have to get through Notre Dame. The team here, 6-7 in the conference, 15-9 overall. Of course, being coached by Mike Brey, one of Coach K's former assistants. And actually, of all the Coach K assistants, Brey has the best record against Coach K out of all of them. Actually, it's like by a mile. Like that's not even close, actually. Most Coach K assistants don't even have aren't even close. I think Brey at some point when they were really good in the ACC a couple of years ago, back when I was in school, Brey almost had a winning record against K, which is like really weird that any coach would actually have a winning record against Coach K. But Brey was pretty close. Yeah. And certainly the coaches that you would think have a winning record that or might have a chance at a winning record at Coach K certainly don't. Of course, Izzo, we seem to play Michigan State all the time. Izzo doesn't have anywhere close. Neither does Boeheim. And of course, Roy Williams just keeps. Well, that was, I guess, the closest you could get there with UNC. But here we have Ole Miss at the free throw line. And if the game does start on ESPN News or something, we'll just switch over to that and start the game from there. So Ole Miss was at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 and ended up missing that one. That's tragic, which gives Kentucky here with 46 seconds to go and a 1-point lead. They're probably going to just run out the rest of the shot clock and then try to take a last-second shot here at the end. Actually, Calipari's going to call a timeout. I don't know. Well, he had 2 left, so that is going to be his one remaining timeout of the half. Just going to try to draw up a good play here. So we're going to try a couple different things here with the stream tonight as far as trying to recreate the Cameron experience a bit more for folks, because I know not everybody's had an opportunity to go to Cameron, and especially after you leave school, there you can't go to. It's not as easy to go back to Cameron. So I think there's a couple things we'll try later on in the stream that might be a little bit of fun just to experiment with, to give folks a sense of what it's like to be in the stadium. So. Notre Dame, I'm just looking at the quick stats here. Duke pretty much better in every statistical category except free throw shooting, which is not surprising. Duke at 70, now a flat 70% on the free throw shooting, to Notre Dame's 74. So the scoring defense about the same for both teams, actually. Notre Dame at 68, Duke at 66, so a little better for the Blue Devils. So Notre Dame, a good defensive team, and here's Kentucky now driving in out of the timeout. Maxey gets stripped, actually, and that's going to go the other way. So Ole Miss going to have an opportunity here with 30 seconds to go, possibly run this thing down all the way. They don't have a timeout, though. That looks like a great block here. Let's turn this guy on for everybody as we can all get caught up on what's going on. I don't know if Kentucky is going to end up calling its final timeout, but looks like the refs are going to go to the monitor, unfortunately. And I think that our game is probably getting ready to start. So in that case, we should be on the lookout. So our game getting ready to start here in just a second. It will also happening at the same time as this game is Louisville and Clemson. We talked about Louisville's position in the ACC at the moment and how Duke is only a half game behind. Clemson has been able to knock off top-ranked ACC teams in the past. They got UNC, but that's not a surprise. Then they got us too earlier in the season, right after they lost that national title game. And so the fact that Louisville now has to go to Clemson, a potential upset, we will track that game because has significant implications for us here. Okay, looks like that's the ESPN news. They're currently showing axe throwing, although I hope that they're going to switch it to Duke, and they are. So we are getting ready to go here from Cameron Indoor. All right. So if we got about a minute or two left to go, let's just roll the intro video. We're going to have to update this intro video, but it's a lot of fun. All right, and we are back out of that as we have just started here. The first shot by Matthew Hurt, no good. As doesn't seem like we have a clock. Well, it seems like we have a clock issue in Cameron. So the clock is stuck on 20, but it is 19:35. That looks like it's only a broadcast issue there as Notre Dame tries to go underneath, and the Matthew Hurt actually stripping the ball there. The starting lineup for the Blue Devils: Wendell Moore, Trey Jones, Matthew Hurt, Jordan Goldwire, and Vernon Carey here. Going up against Notre Dame, a hungry team, definitely looking for some sort of a signature win to try to build a resume. Granted, I don't know if they'll actually make the tournament with the 6-7 record with something less than 500, but Wendell Moore tries to go off the glass, and Vernon Carey going to be called for a foul. That was not good. Oh boy. I did not see a foul there. If they give us a replay, we'll definitely show that. On the floor for Notre Dame, Rex Pfluger, Prentice Hubb, TJ Gibbs, Jawan Durham, and John Mooney. I feel like Mooney's played forever. Actually, I feel like Pfluger's also played forever. Like, I feel like last year he was a fifth-year senior, and like it's just like those players that seemingly every time they come to play you, they always like their eyes light up and it's like, oh my god, it's Duke, and then we have to like put up 30. I feel like Rex Pfluger is like one of those. Bonzie Colson, though, that was the one from Notre Dame that was like, oh my goodness, like not him again. As Vernon Carey drives in with a left hand. Nice finish there by Vernon Carey. Going to make it 2-2 here. Duke in the early going. We haven't played since, let's remember, we haven't played since Monday night. Definitely expended as much energy in that game as we did at UNC. And ooh, Pfluger tries to go for three. That shot goes halfway down to the Cameron rim, decides to throw it back up. So no dice there from three. And Trey Jones going to put up a little mid-range jump shot. No good. And going the other way, still tied. Still tied at 2 apiece. Pfluger looking for Well, no, yeah, looking for Mooney. I was gonna say. I was like misread the numbers there. Pfluger gonna try the three from the opposite side, but still can't get that one to go. So Wendell Moore down with the rebound. Give it a carry, Wendell. Another day, another Duke W coming. That's what we're certainly hoping for. You would think. I'd hate for Duke to like look past this game because every game seems to be. I mean, you just like can't look. Like the Florida State game was a great game from like a toughness standpoint, as far as like gutting out like just gutting out a win that we really needed. But it wasn't a pretty game by any sense of the imagination, and neither was that pass by Wendell, which goes off Vernon Carey's foot, but lands in the hands of Jordan Goldwire. So Duke here with 11 seconds on the shot clock, and Wendell driving into the paint can't find anything, gives it back to Hurt. Hurt going to have to put this shot up. Nice shot fake, and yes, soft roll for Matthew Hurt. Give him 2 points, so it's 4-2 Duke in the early going. Nicely done, Matthew. But yeah, way too many turnovers in Florida State. Was it 21 turnovers? I feel like that number is like ingrained in my head. Like 21 turnovers. But credit Florida State. I mean, they played well. Their defense caused most of those turnovers, but there was some of that like self-inflicted damage for sure. And I blame some of that on like you basically had, having to go to overtime to beat Carolina. You have this like ridiculous emotional high off beating Carolina, and then you have to come in less than 48 hours later and turn around and do it against a top-ranked team. Like, come on. That's a lot to ask. Um, so hopefully this game goes a little bit. Ooh, Goldwire with a beautiful little jump shot in the middle, right by the ACC logo. Goldwire really developing his shot. I love how Goldwire has been more aggressive. I feel like, especially last year and the years in past, and we just got beat really hard on a pick and roll. Like that was horrific defense. Wow, that was bad. Okay, we can write that one down, and we'll review that in our post game recap. Duke vulnerable off the pick and roll and the screens to the basket. Matthew Hurt step back jump shot. That was pure. 8-6 here in the early going as we next whistle will bring us to the under 16 timeout at 15:40 on the clock to go here in the first half. We do have the Cookie Monster prominently featured in the Cameron student section. Great to see him out there. Always a staple of the Cameron student section there. Becoming a little Cameron tradition in the front row. Great to see the students out in full force. The stadium looks packed tonight. Is Vernon Carey going to go up? And he's going to get fouled. So that is going to be a shooting foul. Vernon Carey going to be at the line when we come back from the under 16 timeout. Kentucky did go ahead, pull away to win 67-62 in their game. So that game has now finished, and we're going to have to transition ourselves back to the ESPN broadcast here as we are there. All right. So a must win by all accounts. We're also going to be tracking / scoreboard watching. Here on my other screen, we'll be scoreboard watching Louisville and Clemson. I had some trouble thinking of that for a second. Louisville and Clemson here. We're going to do that. Clemson currently ahead 12-5 in the early going. They've also reached their under 16 timeout. So looking good there for the Tigers early. Of course, Tigers managing to beat Duke as well in Clemson earlier this season, which is an unfortunate loss. But if they can do the same to Louisville, I mean, that would be phenomenal. Louisville already dropping a game earlier this week to Georgia Tech. So, and with Duke only a half game behind. They actually didn't go to commercial break. They're just like taking the media timeout. I guess because they had no pregame, they're like using the time of the media timeout as an actual kind of pregame chat here. Here's what there we go. Here's what they're showing there on the screen. The two games there, Carolina in overtime, Florida State, now Notre Dame, and then we will be at NC State on Saturday. NC State, we actually have to play them twice down the stretch of the season. And that's never an easy game. because NC State seems to always love to spoil the party. So here are the standings in the ACC. We see there Duke being only a half game behind, and NC State 7-6. They're waiting for us on Wednesday night in Raleigh. So we will have to travel about 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes down the road and head to the state's capital to take on the Wolfpack. UNC bringing up the rear. Carolina bringing up the rear of the ACC at 3-10. And of course, we still have the final game of the season with Carolina the first weekend of March here in Cameron. Notre Dame, though, a team that can absolutely play, averaging around 75 points a game. Duke averaging around 83. Vernon Carey at the line shooting 2, actually. This is and makes the first one. So this is technically a shooting foul from when we were out the other side of the timeout. So hands up for the free throws, and yes, nicely done. Nicely done, Vernon Carey. Getting both of the free throws there. I wanted to check with the starting lineup here. Goldwire, Stanley Hurt. It's an interesting starting lineup that I'm not quite sure Jones, Stanley. I don't know if we've used this starting lineup before with more. Trying to see, they do have stats on like winning percentages per starting lineup, as Mooney's three-pointer is no good. Subs are now in for the Blue Devils: Trey Jones, Javin White, Alex O'Connell, and Goldwire. As Trey Jones, beautiful little move there, gonna take it strong to the rack and finish with the right hand. 12-6 Duke in the early going. I was actually thinking that this game, that's a travel. That's a travel by Notre Dame. Great defense by Trey Jones, forcing the turnover there by the Irish. I actually thought that there's a risk here that this game, well, let's put it this way. I think this game's going to be close early. Like, the first half is probably, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we go into the locker room, like, up by 3 or, like, 4. Or, like, heck, it could even be tied for all we know. And then, like, Duke comes out of the locker room and we just, like, put these guys away in the second half. Like, that would be a good outcome. Of course, we could just be up big, like, the whole time, which is totally fine, but Javin gets called for a silly offensive foul down low, trying to go for a rebound push-off. And the Zebras there call him out for it. So the rebound going the way of the Irish. And this is Gibbs now. Gibbs going to try to go in, and Javin pretty much hit him, but no foul called. I think it's because he had already released the ball. Javin tried to go up to block it. I do like the no call there, of course. Trey Jones bringing it up the floor, screened by Javin up top. And Wendell was actually free to shoot from the outside, but not really his shot. So he takes a step inside and puts up a mid-range shot, which doesn't go, as O'Connell tries to run down the rebound, but can't get it off his leg there. And O'Connell, turnover, well, sort of like a turnover, but a loose ball back to the Irish, as Goodwin now has this, trying to bring the ball across half court, being guarded by Alex. Goodwin. Lazuski. Well, that was a tough one to actually pronounce. At the top, another screen and roll. Another block by White, but it's actually a foul. Damn it. The block by White was good. It looked good. It looked good at full speed. Coach K can't really believe it either. Oh yeah, so here, this is what I was talking about. The Coach K coaching tree, former players and assistants versus Duke. Mike Bray, 5-7, the only one with any semblance of actually being able to win. So it wasn't necessarily. I thought at some point it was like actual. I was either 500 or it was a winning record. Duke's been able to take this last several uh, engagements here against Notre Dame. Notre Dame hasn't really been good since they made that run where they almost beat Kentucky in the NCAA tournament. I feel like that was in 15, 14, 15, something like that. Jack White going to go from the top of the key. Jack White's shot is way off, actually. Rebound down to Goodwin, and Goodwin now pushing the floor here for the Irish. Three in the corner there by Lazuski, no good, but the putback is for Durham. And not to be mistaken for the city that we're playing in. Jawan Durham goes in. Nobody boxes him out. It looked like a Cassius Stanley follow-up and dunk, actually. Damn. Jack White trying to get Vernon Carey down low. No, Vernon Carey takes a step outside the three-point line now. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful pass down to Trey Jones. Trey Jones, little back pass in to Jack White. Jack White, oh, just puts it on the neck of the basket, gets it stuck there. Oh my goodness, that was going to be a spectacular play. The pass to a cutting Jones by Vernon Carey. Then Jones decides to essentially pass it behind his back to Jack White, who just couldn't knock down the three. So an almost highlight turns into absolutely nothing, which is a huge disappointment. Duke kind of stuck here with 12 points as Notre Dame's made a couple of opportunistic shots and a couple of free throws. Great defense by Goldwire. Great defense by Goldwire. The steal by Goldwire. Goldwire now trying to go coast to coast. Goldwire with the right hand. Nicely done. Goldwire just made that happen all on his own. It's great to see when someone's really good defense just turns straight into offense. And Goldwire gets rewarded there with the bucket. Beautiful play by Goldwire. He's just been playing so well, and he's being rewarded, being able to, K's had him in the starting lineup this last several games. It's really good. Really good for Goldwire. Pfluger driving and kicking now. The three-point shot. Oh, the three-point shot actually is not going to count. It's a charge. Alex O'Connell drawing the charge here. Let's check the replay maybe. Oh no, this is the previous play here. This is the Goldwire defense there. Pfluger loses it, and Goldwire is actually going to end up. Look at Goldwire just staying in front of it. The Cookie Monster Voodoo Hex over there from the student section. Love it. The Cookie Monster actually worked. Well played by the Cookie Monster there in the front row, as as Duke ahead now 14-10. Quick check in on our live stats here. Actually, need to refresh. What does the Cookie Monster do? It scares the other team's players, obviously. It forces them into turning over the ball. That's what the Cookie Monster does. And it's also blue, so it's like the correct color to be in the student section. So that's like an appropriate... Yes, unlike the Elmo, which is red, which is like NC State. So we'll like forgive the Elmo for the time being. But, Elmo was born red, so I guess there's nothing to do there. Yeah, I think the Cookie Monster is there all the time. He's a diehard fan. We're a fan of Cookie Monster on this show. Ever since the first, one of the first ones we did where we got it wrong, we're a fan of Cookie Monster. That student is clutch. I love seeing the students get super creative with how they, with their cheers and how they go into Cameron. We used to be, we had stormtroopers for a while. We had Quinn's Cooks was a good part of several students there back in the early 2000s. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Oh, there was one. Well, there are the Joey Bakers, which is sort of like a riff off the Quinn Cooks. Well, yeah. So Speedo. Okay, we'll get to Speedo guy here in a sec. Timothy Phillips discovered this channel just last week after the Carolina game. Keep up the good work, guys. Greetings from Bessemer City, North Carolina. Hey, what is up? Greetings indeed. Greetings here from the West Coast, actually. We're broadcasting live from Seattle. Great to see the local North Carolina folks. I love it. Love it. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody's support in chat. The Duke Nation showing up big time here, getting to share the game and talk about and discuss what we love with Duke Nation. Yes, of course there was Speedo Guy. We know this. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that were like the really like the groups. Jack White has fans. Okay, so this is going to be this is the I believe this is no this is the putback dunk there by Durham, which of course nobody boxed him out. And then this is the nice Goldwire end to end there with the right hand. Well done by Goldwire. I was hoping to get another look at the charge play. Yeah, Crazy Towel Guy, of course. Crazy Towel Guy isn't a student. He's just a long time. I think he's an alum, but he's a long-time season ticket holder. There's also the dude that has the flashlights when we do every time we touch, and he's like dancing and doing the flashlight thing. That's another Cameron ritual. Um, Hey, greetings from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Go Duke as well. Awesome to see this. The international community of Duke fans as Preston Hub drives in and gets with the left hand. So Duke now 14-12, and here's Vernon Carey now double teamed. Every team. Jordan Goldwire from the outside. Woo! The three-pointer is good for Goldwire. Man, Goldwire's been playing at another level these last couple games. Carolina, Florida State, now Notre Dame. As Notre Dame puts up the air ball, and the Cameron Crazies are going with the air ball chant. Let them have it. Let them have it. Trey Jones now going to get this down low to Vernon Carey. Vernon Carey, ooh, fouled on the way up. He will shoot too. Of course, that's another one of the awesome chants here, the air ball. And the thing about the airball chant, for those unfamiliar, is that it doesn't stop. Like, literally, that poor guy, who was, I think it was number 3, Preston Hub, that shot it, he will be hearing airball the entire rest of the game from the Cameron Crazies, every time he touches the ball with no fail. Which is just another one of the unique ways that Cameron gets under your skin, and that's the Duke home court advantage. Yeah. As Vernon Carey does end up missing the first free throw. He's been shooting pretty well from the line, so let's see. Vernon Carey, nicely done here. Carey gets the second one to go. 12-18 in favor of the Blue Devils now. Yeah, so Jack White has fans in the graduate student section. While I was in school, a lot of fans hanging the Australian flag for Jack. That's always great to see the support there. And Trey Jones now bringing the miss. Notre Dame 0 for 6 from the three-point line. Once again, down low to Vernon Carey. Vernon Carey going one-on-one and just too big. Ooh, Vernon Carey, just too much. 20-12 here. Blue Devils opening an 8-point lead. Let's see if we can hang on to this one. As you see there, the Crazies giving Preston Hub the airball chant. And I think they're giving Rex Pfluger a you can't dunk at the moment. And the miss there by Notre Dame's Mooney down low. Rebound back to the Blue Devils. Blue Devils going to try to make this a double-digit lead. Let's see if they can. Jordan Goldwire thinking about it. Going around the outside. O'Connell down low to Carey. And that ball is just thrown away. This is unfortunate. Timothy Phillips says, I've got a friend from the Chicago area, and he's a Notre Dame guy, so hopefully this game won't be too miserable. Yeah, hopefully. Well, see, you always run the risk, right, of us losing the game, and then you have people like that have bragging rights on you. That's the risk of being a Duke fan, which we all understand, is when you have friends that go to other schools and they beat you once, they think they're like, gods, basically. They've just like beaten the big, and they never let you hear it. And they're like, okay, it's like one win, guys. It's like one win. But of course, we try to make it more painful for them. Ooh, outside shot by Dane Goodwin there goes for 3. Notre Dame's first 3-point shot, 1 of 7 now for the Irish from outside. Duke only 1 of 4 though. We really haven't taken that many. The only made shot is actually owned by Jordan Goldwire as a turnover by Jack White as he drives into the paint. Oh, tragic from our senior captain there from Australia. Good defense on the pick and roll, though. Jack does his defensive assignment. Joey Baker recovers to Pfluger. And Jack now has to help. The pass to Mooney, and Mooney inside. Somebody got lost there on defense. Because we were defending pretty well, and then somebody got lost. Yeah. So Trey Jones driving in now. Trey Jones going to go with a little mid-range shot. It's actually short. Rebound down to Goodwin. And Notre Dame coming up the floor. So Duke had an opportunity. Up 8 at some point, and now Notre Dame has tied it. And the feed inside to Mooney. Wow, what a look. Actually, never mind. It's we're only down by 1. They're only down by 1. I miscalculated, or I just can't do math. One of the two is equal probability of both, I suppose. Joey Baker trying to cut hard to free himself up for a 3-point shot, but his defender Gibbs is just keeping on him like glue, actually. Joey Baker tries for a shot fake, but Gibbs too much. Ooh, man, the defense by Notre Dame really good. He spins away. Oh, we're going to call a foul on the floor. Foul on the floor on Gibbs. Joey Baker would have had. Here's the replay here of Carey there with the left hand. Carey. And here on the other side, this is a little slip. This is a little slip where we lost it. And I was saying, I think Goldwire got beat off the hard screen there, which is really unfortunate. So now it's 20-19 as the inbounds to Trey Jones. Trey, that is a kick ball. No, that is a kick ball off Notre Dame. What? The ref was standing right in front of there. Damn it. Of course. Ooh, Tyus Jones in the house. Yo, Tyus in the house tonight. Watching the little bro play. It is because it is the NBA All-Star break, actually. So we have the Duke Brotherhood back in town. So Tyus Jones in the house. Always good to see fellow players there. And that is going to be going the other way. So back to Duke off the Notre Dame turnover. Coach K not happy about what he's seeing, kind of ripping into his team, ripping into Jack White at the moment. And Duke is going to take 20-19 here at the under 8 timeout. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And Anthakid, yeah, I mean, maybe. But, we're trying to grow slowly, so we will, we will keep on grinding away and doing our thing and just being this is a sort of a passion project of ours here on Real Life. So we do this because we love it and because we love Duke and because we're super passionate fans. So that's why we're here. And also the opportunity to engage with all the Blue Devil fans, both nationally and internationally as well. We had folks from North Carolina here. We've got folks from Argentina. It's always great to see the Duke Nation show up strong. And Skylark, good afternoon to you. Welcome into the broadcast. Great to see the regulars here in chat. Great to see you back. Let's keep tabs on the reaction to Carolina was priceless. I know. It doesn't get much better than that because honestly, I had Fran on the show with us for that one. He's a little busy this afternoon, so he couldn't join us. But you can't ask for more. Honestly, I think it was a dream come true to be able to call a Duke Carolina game in that way. And so we were loving it. It was so much fun. And that is essentially the reactions you get if you're in, because I remember vividly we're in Cameron and with all the students, if that actually happened it would just be nuts. It would just be nuts. So we're trying to recreate that sort of feeling for everybody here. Let's keep a close eye here on the Clemson-Louisville game as well. Not to look ahead or anything, but this is a big game in the ACC. Clemson currently up 24-11 with 6:31 left in the first half. Clemson has shown themselves to be able to be a tough out, actually, in the ACC, especially road games in the ACC are never a given. So Louisville, who lost earlier this week to Georgia Tech, now has to go play Clemson, who is hungry for a signature win. Clemson, up 24-11 as well. Oh, the Duke radio too, yeah. Oh, and here we go. This is the Clemson Louisville game as the 8 as they are up there 24-11 and Baylor 25-10 in the Big 12. All right, now Notre Dame inbounding here. We have come back out of the timeout, and Pfluger going to inbound. Yeah, that Louisville game, that was a tough game. I feel like that Louisville game. Oh, and it's a turnover here for the Blue Devils. Turnover of Wendell Moore to Trey Jones. Trey Jones right out there on the run. Beautiful look there by Trey Jones. Wendell to Trey. It's great. And Notre Dame is going to throw it away. The Cookie Monster comes up big again. The Cameron student section doing work as Notre Dame was trying to do some sort of fancy plays right in front of the student section, and they end up turning it over. Trey Jones now with the ball, bringing it up the court. Yeah, Clemson putting the hurt on Louisville at the moment. Wendell Moore, Matthew Hurt, Jordan Goldwire, and Vernon Carey and Trey Jones. Vernon Carey down low in the paint. 4 Notre Dame defenders all looking at him, and he scores over all of them. Vernon Carey with the left hook. Just can't be denied. Duke trying to push the lead now, up by 5. Mooney on the outside of the three-point arc, trying to drive on Vernon Carey. Ooh, a back cut there by Gibbs. Well defended, though, by Duke. Great communication on the defensive exchange there, and it's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow back to the Blue Devils. Jordan Goldwire forcing a held ball, and that is just going to result in a turnover here in favor of Duke. Well done. Leading the nation this season. Oh, they have a stat on Notre Dame leading the nation in fouls per game. I'm not sure that's a stat you want to lead the nation in. The turnovers now squarely flipping in favor of the Blue Devils. 7 Notre Dame turnovers, only 3 for Duke, as Vernon Carey just goes to work down low against Mooney and just manhandles him. Vernon Carey manhandling the senior Mooney in the paint. Duke by 7. Goodwin now. Oh, Goodwin almost dribbles it off the foot there of Goldwire. Goodwin going to try to put up a long 3-point shot. Rebound to Notre Dame. No, it's actually Wendell Moore. Mooney too small, absolutely. Matthew Hurt now. Duke an opportunity to go up double digits if they go for 3. Vernon Carey's going to go for it. Vernon Carey! Vernon Carey from the outside. Duke by 10, and it's a timeout. Timeout Notre Dame. Love it. Do it. That's how we would do it in Cameron when we get a timeout from the opposing team. When we get a timeout from the opposing team after a Duke run like that, that is how we celebrate, and that is how the Cameron student section is loving it at the moment. Duke opening a 10-point lead here with 5:41 left to go in the half. Just because he's a center doesn't mean he can shoot threes. And Skylark, actually, in the modern NBA, you've got the 5-man coming out from the paint and shooting threes. That versatility is incredibly important. The game has absolutely changed, not only at the college level, but also at the professional level. And you see this developing a lot more outside of the NBA as well. A lot of the international play, like when we go and do our live streams of the Australian Basketball League, like they've got their bigs shooting threes all the time as well. So I absolutely agree. There's a strong, tough putback there by Durham. Jawan Durham has got 10 points, 4 of 4 from the field. My goodness. They're 29-21 here for the Blue Devils, and Matt Hurt is just going to take a step inside. That should have been an easy little mid-range jump shot, but can't get it to fall. I think the Carolina win will reignite the season. They look better. Yeah, look better come March Madness. So, because somebody earlier in chat was saying about if we played Louisville again, we would probably beat them. And I absolutely agree with that as Mooney gets this shot down low and ends up finishing. Mismatch here between Mooney and Trey Jones. I mean, Trey Jones is giving up like half a foot to Mooney, and Mooney's just able to score over him. So the switch there in favor of Notre Dame. I feel like for some reason we just like weren't playing as good. If I recall, I'll have to look back exactly where that game fell, but it was kind of like after Clemson, wasn't it? That we were like I thought it was after the Clemson game, and what a shot there by Trey Jones, 31-23 for the Blue Devils. And so it was like, yeah, it just like wasn't. It didn't seem like it was our best game of basketball, even though like our team played really hard. It just wasn't as good a brand of basketball as we have seen, and I think we've played considerably better since then. And like, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Notre Dame going to get that. Durham, that's Durham again now. He's 5 for 5 with 12 points, and he's just earned himself a trip to the free throw line off an and one. I believe the foul is going to be charged to Javin Delorier. And keeping tabs on the Clemson. Actually, now that I actually have seen the stream, we can see that we actually have it on the GameCast there. Clemson up big 29-14 on the Cardinals. Looks like 233, 250, 255 to go in the game there in South Carolina, in Clemson, South Carolina. Got to refill some water here. So at the halftime, this should be fun. I've been able to pull some of the highlights from, or actually, we found the highlights from the Rising Stars game and the dunk contest last night, which of course featured our very own Zion Williamson, who put on an absolute show. So we will watch those together during halftime because I haven't seen the full highlights. I've just seen like some parts of it. So I really am eager to see Zion's performance last night because apparently it got ridiculous at the end with Zion just like putting on a total dunk show, and even some of his misses were more spectacular than like the dunks the dunks that actually some people make. So, which we know firsthand, of course, from last year. So we will watch those at halftime. That'll be our halftime entertainment. Looking forward to that. Okay. The quick stat check here across both teams. Duke shooting 55.5% from the field. Notre Dame actually not far off at 50% from the field. The three-pointer shot really not falling for either team. Duke 2 of 5, I guess call that 40%. Okay, that's about the season average. Notre Dame 1 of 8, so Notre Dame still really can't get it going from 3, luckily for us. 3-point percentage there, 12.5%. Not really many free throws either direction. Duke's only shot 4. Notre Dame's only shot 2. So more or less a clean game. I actually don't think anybody's in the bonus at all right now, as we have stat check here. Where's the fouls? Personal fouls. Yeah, 4 personal fouls for Notre Dame and 5 for Duke. For a team that leads the league in personal fouls, Notre Dame isn't living up to their stats just quite yet. A rebounding edge actually give it to Notre Dame, which is unfortunate. You would think that we have the advantage down low, but Mooney's been playing well there, so 11-9 here in favor of Notre Dame. Notre Dame with 2 offensive rebounds, one of which, of course, was that that massive dunk there. All right. And we seem to have a lizard in the Cameron student section as well. Looks like a lizard, a Cookie Monster there on the right, and I believe that looks like a pink bear, a onesie. So nice creative costumes there for the students. And we are back as Notre Dame has hit that one free throw, so the and one is good for Notre Dame. Jordan Goldwire back to Trey Jones as the shot clock ticking down here. Just about 13 seconds left on that. Hurt carry, Goldwire, Alex O'Connell actually, and Trey Jones. O'Connell feeding Carey down low in the post, and Carey with the beautiful finish! Just discarding the Notre Dame defender. Just guards the Notre Dame defender. Vernon Carey now 6 for 6 with 16 points, and Vernon Carey now out on the run. Vernon Carey going to take great hands by Carey, up and over. Oh, and it's Trey Jones with the follow. Defense into offense here for the Blue Devils. And the Duke now being able to push the lead back up, and that should be an offensive foul. That should be an offensive foul. Oh, are you kidding? Replay. Here's the feed down low. Carey working on Durham. He's just going to spin left here. And oh man, what a beautiful spin. Once you get that spin move, it's so brutal. Once you do that, there's no way Durham recovers from that. And Vernon Carey just goes straight to the rack with it. I wish they showed the foul, because it was not a Trey Jones foul. That was a horrific call. That was absolutely an extension of the forearm there for Notre Dame, as the shot is wide for Notre Dame. And Trey Jones going to take this one coast to coast. Trey Jones going to put it up for three, and yes! Count it for Trey! Momentum here for the Blue Devils, and it's a timeout again by Notre Dame, as Duke now's open a 12-point lead. Way to go, Blue Devils. Cameron rocking again. Look at this. Look at this. Crazy's going crazy. Trey Jones up there with the 3-ball in transition. Woo! Love it. One of the best times to take a 3-point shot. Number one would be off an offensive rebound, and then usually you get it in down low, and then you kick it out, because usually there's probably like 4 defensive rebounders looking at the ball, and nobody's actually guarding the people around the line. So that's number one. Number two would be in rhythm there in transition. Trey Jones there opting for the nice 3-point shot and gets it to go. And Tim, so there's an interesting thing that you might want to watch out for. There's a couple games, especially not this season because it's a little late, in the season, but the earlier games. Oh, what a strip there by O'Connell. The earlier games, especially the ones around the holidays, call it like Thanksgiving or when the students go home for Christmas break. There's usually at least 2 or 3 games, home games. They're out of conference. Great shot fake by Matthew Hurt. Can't get the 3 to go, unfortunately. Where they actually sell general admission tickets in the student section through just like the Duke box office. And they're, if I recall, last time I checked, they're like $89. Which for you end up sitting, you have to stand the whole game because there's no seats in the student section. So, but for $89, you get to go to a game in Cameron. It's a pretty good deal. So if you're local there in North Carolina and could drive to the game, you might want to look at that option. And that's usually a good way to be able to get yourself to a game and not break the bank. So look for the games where the students aren't home or aren't at school. And Matthew Hurt with a beautiful putback there extends the Duke run here. Matthew Hurt, Duke now at 40-26. And we have just blitzed Notre Dame here coming out of this final under 4 timeout. Oh, Goldwire almost there with the steal on Gibbs. No, sorry, on Hub. Notre Dame's putback there by Mooney is good. Irish Spring Soap green threes. Oh yeah, if they do the ACC tournament in Greensboro, that's also a good chance to go see the Duke team. But yeah, the best way to do for Cameron itself. O'Connell almost stripped of the ball, but recovers it. Trey Jones now going to put up a tough shot in the middle of the ACC, in the middle of the paint, and gets it to go. Of course, the mid-range jump shot is his shot. Oh, Mooney gets fouled. That's a bad foul by Matthew. Oh, that's a bad foul by Matthew. Oh, if we look at a replay here, Matthew just got beat, and he adds insult to injury off that. So we've looked like Matthew's defense has sometimes been a little suspect, especially off the dribble. It's definitely an area where Hurt can continue to improve. I mean, he's only a freshman, right? It's hard. He can't do everything, but Mooney misses the and one free throw, so no harm there on the foul, actually. And Trey Jones trying to drive in. Trey Jones almost stripped by Hub, and Trey Jones, whoa, what a pass outside. Hurt going for 3 off the front iron. Short there for the 3-ball from Hurt. And Notre Dame going to hold this for the last shot of the half. Jamie, I'll answer that question at halftime. Tries to put it up, and Mooney there with the offensive board. And actually, Coach K is going to take his timeout, and it's the use it or lose it timeout, so may as well use it here. Coach K going to draw up a final play with 18.7 seconds left on the clock. We'll bring you that one live because those final plays are always fun to do and watch those together. So, do you think Hurt comes back next year? Yes, I do. I think the only ones that actually leave this season are and Carey, possibly Trey Jones, and possibly Cassius Stanley. I think everyone else stays for another season. Wendell for sure, he just hasn't had enough playtime, um, and he's shown flashes of it. And Hurt needs to like just get stronger. Like Hurt needs some more time in the Duke the college lifting program. And if Hurt can put on like 10 to 15 pounds, like he'd be in really good shape, I think. So if he could do that. All right, final 13 seconds here from Cameron Indoor of the first half. Duke ahead by 10. 10 seconds left here. Trey Jones going to get the screen from Matthew Hurt. Double team up top, and Notre Dame's going to give a foul, which makes some sense actually because they only have 4. So this is an interesting play here. They can foul us again. So basically, they'll let Duke inbound the ball, probably shave 3 seconds off the clock, and now give a foul. And Trey Jones, no, they won't actually. That is going to go up, and it's going to miss. So sorry about that. I should have had that up earlier. Trey Jones tries to shoot there and can't get it to go at the half. So we have reached the halftime. Duke by 10 at the half here on this Saturday afternoon in Cameron Indoor Stadium. And I think we're going to get an interview from Mike Bray. No, we're not. They're going to go straight into the locker room. Yes, they're going to go straight into the locker room. As Clemson and Louisville are also at halftime. And these are the highlights from Clemson and Louisville. Let's just check this in together on the ACC network there. Clemson up big at the moment. Let's see how they've been doing it. Ooh, nice little shuffle pass outside there. Ooh, Clemson getting it going from deep. Wow, Clemson by 17 at home. Out for blood. Tigers mauling birds there down in South Carolina. And this is game day from Michigan State. It'll be Maryland and Michigan State is the game day matchup. And if they do Duke highlights here in a second, we'll watch those too. Why not? This is West Virginia and Baylor. Baylor, number 1 team in the country, and by all accounts, probably a number 1 seed in the tournament by the latest brackets. I definitely need to watch some more of Baylor to prep my bracketology. Is Baylor getting out there? Baylor looking strong at home, ahead by 12 on West Virginia. This is the Ole Miss Kentucky game, which happened right before ours. This game got really close late. Oh, Maxey, oh, Jesus. God damn it, Kentucky. Why can't you just lose? Oh, man. 5-point win there by Kentucky, unfortunately. Oh, man, that was a bad shot by Ole Miss. Didn't even hit the rim. Damn. This is the Arkansas. Ooh, what do we have here? Arkansas, Mississippi State. Mississippi State getting it to go at the buzzer. We have a buzzer beater in the SEC. Wow. And LSU getting thumped by Alabama right now by about a football score there in the first half. 9-point margin for Bama over LSU. All right, so let's go ahead and so I want to see where's my highlights. Oh, I know where they are. All right, we're going to check out the highlights from last night's Rising Stars game. This game is part of the NBA All-Star Weekend featuring our very own Zion. Oh man, that was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. All right, so we are almost getting ready to. I think there is just one more set of commercials, and then we are ready to go and resume here in the second half. Let's just do an overall stat check for all us fans that are loving the stats here. Lots to like here in this first half between our Blue Devils and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Duke shooting 54.5% from the floor on 18 of 33 shooting. Notre Dame not quite as good. They're shooting down at 48%, which is actually about 20% better than where most teams shoot against Duke. Our field goal percentage defense for the Blue Devils sits at 42%. So Notre Dame getting the better of us here for the time being. Notre Dame's actually field goal percentage is actually 40%, so they're an equally good defensive team, but of course can't hold off our Blue Devils. The three-point shooting, not a real story so far, although Duke has hit 3 of 8. Jordan Goldwire, Vernon Carey, and Trey Jones being the 3 Blue Devils who have scored from the perimeter. Notre Dame completely cold from 3 at 1 of 10. Free throws, not really a story, even at 3 and 4 for both teams, as not many fouls actually going either way. Duke only with 7 personal fouls in that first half, and to 5 for Notre Dame. So no foul trouble. No foul trouble for either team so far. Let's just double check that no players are in foul trouble, as we see. Actually, Javin Delorier, the only one with 2 fouls for the Blue Devils, so no real issues to worry about here. It looks like all our entire team can pretty much go the remainder of the second half. Sorry, and actually, there's one thing to catch up on. There was right before tip-off. Some folks may be asking. So we haven't called Cassius Stanley's name at all tonight. Some folks may be asking, well, what's wrong with Cassius Stanley? Apparently, he has an eye injury and has been held out of this game for precautionary reasons as a result of that. The news was that Cassius Stanley was doubtful today because of an eye injury. We don't have any other information on that, actually. So, yeah, no Cassius Stanley. I haven't seen if he's on the bench. We'll take a look and see if we can find Cassius on the bench. Usually, if he's on the bench, he has this very stylish LA look with his glasses that is now become iconic for Cassius Stanley, and he's quite easy to spot. So, yeah. On the Duke side, Vernon Carey leading the Blue Devils with 16 points. Trey Jones with 13 of his own. Yeah, dude always looks fly. Absolutely. Jordan Goldwire with 7 points. Great performance from him so far today. Matthew Hurt with 6. And actually, that is the entirety of the Duke offense. Duke's points coming from just 4 players. Just from 4 players, and that's it. So I'm looking. So Moore, who started, 0. Javin, 0. Baker, 0. O'Connell, 0. And Jack White, 0 as well. Although O'Connell has played some nice defense, so his minutes, I would say, actually have been decently productive today. Although it'd be nice to see him get on the scoreboard. Will he play the next game? I'm not sure. Duke's usually pretty cagey with the injuries, and they don't, like, traditionally we just don't say a lot when it comes to our injury reports. When we do our post-game shows, you'll hear Justin talk about this all the time, where it's like, they'll say like the dude's in a walking boot and they're like toe, but they won't like tell you which toe or like how long or like anything of the sort. So like Duke is like the New England Patriots of college basketball as far as the injury report comes. It's like one word and that's it. We'll play him when they see him. My guess is that and it was late breaking. Like that news came out right before tip off. Like literally, I was like, we were about to go live and that came up. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. My guess, So apparently there's so apparently it occurred during shoot around. This is what I'm gathering from the interwebs, that it occurred during the shoot around, and looks like somebody poked him in the eye there. So my guess, it's not anything serious, and he should be, I would expect him to on uh, play on Wednesday night against NC State. Maybe he even wears a mask. That would be really scary. Could you imagine Cassius Stanley like driving down the court at you like in a mask? It's like Batman and Robin. It's like and then just like dunking on you with that. Yeah. Yeah. In case he couldn't get any more intimidating or high flying, you may as well just give him a cape while he's at it, a mask and a cape, and just let him go to town. So, yeah, my guess is he'll be fine, which luckily for us, because actually I think that's why we're missing like a decent. Surprisingly, we're up 10, but we're probably missing like another 10 points worth of offense from Stanley. So, sort of an interesting to think about. Like we might actually be like blowing out this team if Stanley was actually still playing in the game. Um, just checking on team stats right now. Wanted to check the rebounding margin. Actually, still in favor of Notre Dame, 16-14. Don't know if that's something we really want to be worried about right now, given that we are playing all right. 7 assists, Notre Dame, 6 to Duke. Turnovers, though, this is a good story, actually. This is a good story. Turnovers, 9 for Notre Dame, only 3 for the Blue Devils, which is amazing to see, because especially coming off 21 turnovers the other night against Florida State, you got to imagine that K has been probably preaching like this whole like protect the ball kind of thing, which not surprising, but Duke really taking that to heart with only 3 turnovers here, as we see Gene Banks and Danny Ferry in the building there, Duke legends of yesteryear. In addition, we've seen Tyus Jones rather. Whoops. We've seen lots of Trey Jones. Duke with 6 steals and 13 fast break points. And 10 points off turnovers. So love to see the Duke defense turning into transition and getting the Blue Devils up ahead. Notre Dame inbounding here in front of the crazy section. Take a look at the Cameron Crazies letting Fluger have it there. Yep, 16 and 13 for our 2 stars. Vernon Carey actually missed a shot, which is pretty incredible. He also hit a 3, which is always fun to see our big man step outside and knock one down. And we have resumed play here in Cameron. Put another 20 minutes on the clock, and let's keep going as there. Durham tries to sky in for an alley-oop, but can't finish. So no damage here done to the Blue Devils on the first possession by Notre Dame. Starters back out on the floor. It is Wendell Moore, Vernon Carey, Matthew Hurt, Jordan Goldwire, and then Trey Jones, as Wendell tries to flash into the paint and denied the entry pass, however. Vernon Carey on the left block. Carey going to finish over. Ooh, Wendell. Actually, I think if Wendell went for it, I think he would have touched it on the rim, and that would have been called a goaltend. So that was not destined to go in at all. The rebound down to the Blue Devils as Trey Jones is now coming back the other way in transition. Has Vernon Carey. No, he's going to go to Wendell. And Wendell couldn't quite finish here. Now Wendell's going to go back for it, blocked by Fluger. And he's actually going to be fouled. So foul on Durham. And that will send Wendell Moore to the line, shooting 2. Jawan Durham now with 3 fouls for Notre Dame. As we go, free throw is the first one is good there by Wendell. And with the camera crazies, arms up for the free throw, whoosh, and Wendell gets the second. 12-point advantage here. We talked so many times about finishing finishing the first half strong, those last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. Duke put on an incredible final 4 minutes of the first half, pushing the lead out to 10 by the time we reached the halftime buzzer. Actually, it was 11, it was 12 at some point. Let's see if they can come out here out of the locker room and push this thing closer to 20. But Mooney, the big man for Notre Dame, gets a three to go and brings the lead back down to 9. So both big men hitting from the outside. A little battle between Mooney and Carey there. And Carey, oh man, he brought the ball down and got it stripped. And Notre Dame now out on the run, can't finish. Rebound to Matthew Hurt. Notre Dame down on the floor. Numbers for the Blue Devils going the other way. 4-on-3. Wide open Wendell Moore in the corner. Wendell. No. A rebound down. Collision down low between Vern and Carey, and looks like Gibbs there. Hard hit. Looks like Carey is okay. He'll just brush it off. And ball will be back to the Irish here. A little tough sledding here in the first couple minutes for Duke. Notre Dame really locking it down on defense. Notre Dame shooting, however, still can't go. Hub off the front iron. Trey Jones going to take it coast to coast. Laying with the left hand. That's why they call him the tank, because somebody runs into him and the dude bounces off. It's like hitting a wall. Yes. And we have a whistle by the Zebras here on a foul going on Wendell Moore. Defensive foul by Wendell. Notre Dame will inbound here, side out of bounds in front of their bench. Yeah, do not run into Wendell. You will bounce. Or Carey, rather. Do not run into Vernon Carey. You will bounce in the opposite direction, no matter how much momentum you have. This is like the laws of physics do not apply. Mooney on the outside, driving on Carey. Nice defense there. Seals off the baseline, and Notre Dame's mid-range jump shot by Gibbs is rebounded by Wendell. What happens if Carey hits Zion? We invent nuclear fusion. That's what happens. It's Vernon Carey with a beautiful down low. And one for Vernon Carey. We solve all the world's energy problems. Here's Vernon Carey. Look at him posting up here. This is against Mooney earlier. Mooney too small. And then the little, again, kind of a little dump down spin move. This is the spin move against Durham. Oh, my goodness. The footwork by Carey on that one. Sometimes you see big men trying to do that spin move, and then they essentially spin themselves into a travel. Jahlil Okafor was really good at that. He had superb footwork for a college player, especially a college freshman. But Vernon Carey's footwork has been really good down low. You love to see such a young player be in control of his game like that. As Durham knocks it down there, and it's still a 12-point margin. Vernon Carey did make the free throw, so completes the 3-point play. Jawan Durham with 15 points now for Notre Dame. Vernon Carey swings this out to Matthew Hurt. Matthew Hurt open for three. Matthew Hurt! The 3-point shot on the assist for Carey. He can do it all. Matthew Hurt 3. Oh, the block by Carey, actually. Trey Jones in transition for 3. No, can't get it to go. Rebound down to Hurt. Trey Jones once again. Beautiful pass by Goldwire. Beautiful pass, beautiful sequence. The whole sequence there by the Blue Devils. They have now got this thing going. It's a timeout for Notre Dame. What a run here by Duke as they have extended the lead to 17. And ESPN doesn't want to give us a replay. That's really unfortunate. And there's nothing I can do about it because I can't magically make the replays appear. Although I wish I could. One day. But Duke out to a torrid start here just putting it on Notre Dame at the start of the second half, where Notre Dame actually pulled within 9. Was looking good there for a second, with the Blue Devils kind of trying to find themselves here in the second half, going on to put on an 8-0 run after being up by 9, now find themselves up 17 points. The timeout by Notre Dame, I think, will double as the media timeout, so slightly longer here. Keep a close eye on the Louisville game as well, which has reached its under 16 timeout. And that game is now still Clemson actually leading by 20. They have managed to extend their lead in the second half. Clemson currently winning the second half 7-4 in favor there of the Tigers in South Carolina. 19 points now for Vernon Carey, as he also has 3 rebounds, so not quite in double-double territory. At least not quite in double-double territory yet. Tre Jones with 15 points and 6 rebounds. He's closer to a double-double than Vernon Carey is. That's kind of crazy. I hope UNC wine tonight. Is that win or wine? As in, they drink wine and then lose? Or like... Because that would be kind of funny. Oh, win. Skylark. That's going to be tough. The UNC game tonight, hold on. It's the Virginia Tech game, right? It'll scroll through here in a second. Nice shot there. Nice shot there of Krzyzewskiville. The tent's already out and ready to go. A bit of a rainy day in Durham. Looks like the tenting in full swing as we just under a month to go. Oh, and there it is. Zion Williamson in the house. He didn't turn around for us, but Zion Williamson is in the house. We'll just believe it. Jawan Durham going to take a step back shot. That shot is no good. It's actually, that might be his first miss of the night, actually. He's been shooting really well. Oh, up ahead of Javin. No, out of bounds. Turnover by Duke, giving it back to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame for 3 can't get it to go, so no harm done to the Blue Devils on the turnover as the shot by Lazuski misses, and here's Javin again. Javin right back to Tre Jones, and Tre Jones finishes. Nicely done. Oh, Wendell Moore gets put on the floor by his Notre Dame defender, by Goodwin actually, and the ball refuses to go in the basket. And Tre Jones tries to sneak it into Javin DeLaurier, but can't quite get it. We have back and forth action going here, and here is Hub. Hub for 3. Hub drops that one in for Notre Dame, so 16-point margin now for the Blue Devils. Jordan Goldwire back to Tre Jones, back to Goldwire. Notre Dame trying what looks to be, yes, this is a zone from Notre Dame, actually, as they were not switching on any of the different plays here. And Wendell tries to put up a mid-range jump shot, but can't get that to go. So a bit of a different defensive look. Nice defensive play by Wendell Moore there with the block against Goodwin. Sending it right back to the Blue Devils. Joey Baker and Vernon Carey are at the scorer's table, getting ready to check in to the game. Wendell going to try to screen the zone up top. Hurt. Going to try to shoot over it. No, gets it to DeLaurier. Possible double team here. Doesn't happen. DeLaurier, step back jumper. Or step back hook shot, rather. Trying to do his Vernon Carey impression. Can't quite do it. And here's the 3 by Hub again. But for Notre Dame, no good there. Notre Dame still cold. 4 of 11. 4 of 11. 4 of 12 from 3. And looks like we have a timeout by Coach K. wants to talk about this, and there's our man, Zion Williamson, the man that we were watching at halftime. Made his way from Chicago to Durham, where he was last night. My God, he's been averaging 22 points per game, 7.5 rebounds. Jeez, let's get the ads out of the way. We don't want to see any of those. Should be probably a full timeout here, minute timeout for the Blue Devils. And as we do a quick check on the stats, hold on, I'm having trouble with my stats for Notre Dame here. Mooney with 17 points and Durham with 15. No other. Wow, this can't be right. No other Fighting Irish player has scored. Wow. Well, they have scored, but like not many. So Hub here with 5 and Goodwin with 3. Basically, the entire offense from Notre Dame is coming from Durham and Mooney with 15 and 17. It's actually not all too different from Duke's offense at the moment because without Cassius Stanley, it's kind of like we need that third scorer to kind of come up, and sometimes it's Joey Baker, sometimes it's Matthew Hurt, sometimes it's O'Connell. Tonight it's actually tied between O'Hurt and Goldwire, 9 points each. Vernon Carey with 19, Trey Jones with 17, and Wendell Moore with 2. Let's see. Clemson's still up on Louisville. I want to see who Carolina is playing tonight. Carolina has a late game in the ACC. They will tip at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Schedule. UNC. Oh, they have to go to UVA. No, they're at home. They're at home. They're at home against UVA tonight. Oh, that'll be an interesting game. UVA just pushed Louisville to the wire earlier, I think. Was that not UVA's last game? Last 5. Oh no, they beat Notre Dame. Oh my God, they beat Notre Dame 50-49 in overtime. Wow, what an ugly game. Oh, that is horrific. That's a terrible. Wow. Okay. Here is the. Why are we doing Vince Carter highlights? That's UNC. Oh, here we go. There's the Duke ones. There's our Zion dunks. That's what we wanted to see. That's Stanley taking up. Oh, the mantle here this year. Yeah, Louisville getting exposed here on the road. Like we said, earlier in the broadcast, a road game in the ACC, road games in the ACC are never givens, no matter how badly that road team may be playing or like what their standings are. AOC's 3 is no good, which is unfortunate because the shot looked pretty good. It was a nice looking shot, but it just didn't go in. So as we resume here the action coming out of the Duke timeout. Yeah, we got a foul called on Matthew Hurt. Wow, most dunks in a season here. Bagley with 98. Plumlee is such an interesting one to put up on that stat because like you wouldn't think he's not the first one that comes to mind when you're like Duke and dunking. Zion is definitely like first comes to mind. So with a win, we will be first in the ACC. I believe that is true because that would mean that Louisville, who's only a half game ahead of us right now, will have lost to Florida State at home, Georgia Tech on the road, and Clemson on the road. Duke's only 2 losses, Louisville and Clemson, right? So, yes, that would put us into the top position. But first thing is first, we have to close out this 15-point lead. And we have a whistle here as Pfluger is being called for a foul against Vernon Carey. Mike Bray a little discredulous there as off the quick inbounds, it's O'Connell for three. Nicely done, Alex O'Connell. His shot was really close to going in last time. He's trying to, you can sort of feel that he's heating up there, and now he gets beat really badly on defense. But it rims out on Notre Dame. And Carey there hauls in the rebound. The Vernon Carey vacuum cleaner at the rim. And Duke content to just reset this thing. Notre Dame doesn't have it in them. I don't know, man. It's still 12 minutes to go. It's probably and here's actually, this is a good point. This is something we've wanted to see from Duke all season, which is this killer instinct where that's actually been missing from Duke. We want to see Duke take a team that they're beating by let's call it 15 points and just put them away. And Joey Baker, off of the assist from O'Connell, is just hit another three, and that's exactly what I meant. Bring in the killer instinct and just start putting teams away. Just put them away. Yeah, we did with Miami. Yeah, that one. That was early in the season. But it's something we haven't quite seen from a young team. Joey Baker again. Mid-range jump shot taking one step inside the three-point line. Baker now 2 for 2. So he's heating up. Everybody from Duke getting in on the action. Oh, mismatch here between Mooney and Trey Jones. I don't know why Mooney decided to turn around and shoot that. He could have gone right to the rim, especially with Trey Jones. A little behind-the-back pass to Joey Baker. Oh, it's in and out. That would have been a top 10 play. Reset this thing and says Vernon Carey. Doesn't matter. Vernon Carey's just going to go and take it in, and nobody can stop Duke at this point. Lazewski can't do it from Notre Dame, and Duke is up by 22. Duke really just putting Notre Dame away right now. Or at least trying. O'Connell with a block from behind. What a recovery. And now going to do it on the offensive end. Yes! Wow. Incredible last couple of minutes here. And another steal by the Blue Devils. Going the other way is Trey Jones. Trey Jones, can O'Connell make it 3 for 3? Yes, he can! Why not? Oh! We are on a tear at the moment. I mean, and here's a rebound. Let's see, is O'Connell going to try it again? O'Connell, he's feeling it. Trey Jones, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Reset this thing. Vernon Carey, screen. Trey Jones behind the back pass. Carey recovers. Everything going right for the Blue Devils. Carey to O'Connell. O'Connell may as well. Oh, just misses it. We got excited there for a sec. Notre Dame trying to even this thing up. No, that 3-point. Notre Dame hasn't hit a damn thing. Trey Jones driving into the paint. Trey Jones just lays it in, and it's a 30-point game. Just like that. What? An offensive explosion. All right, that's the killer instinct we wanted to see from this team. I am so glad that Duke has finally come out and just put a team away. Now, everybody, chat, we can just relax and enjoy the show for the rest of the game. Matthew Hurt's going to try it. Yes, why not? Why not? Wow. This is the Duke we want to see. Exactly. Mooney going to try for 3. No, can't get it to go. And we haven't even had a timeout. This game has just been flowing. We've never had the under 12 media timeout. Coach K asking them to slow it down. Duke 6 of 10 from 3-point land. Man. Trey Jones going to get it back down to Vernon Carey. Vernon Carey going to try to swing this outside. Oh, it's a turnover. It hit off the backboard, actually. That was unfortunate, as Matthew Hurt tried to block it, but is called for a foul. Oh, my God. My goodness. Oh, Quinn Cook in the house, too. Quinn. And Dickie V is talking nonsense about Zion Williams' bank account, which uh, everybody here in chat was spared. If you're watching this, only I have to suffer that as I actually have the audio on. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take stock of where we're at, shall we? Because that was an incredible 5 minutes of basketball where Duke just came out and handed it to the Notre Dame. Wow, where are we at now? 21 points for Vernon Carey, 12 points for Matthew Hurt. He's in double digits. Trey Jones with 19. He's going to have a 20-point game. Baker puts up 8. He had 0 before, and all his points right in that stretch. O'Connell also had 0. Gets his 6 points in that stretch. Wow. What an offensive run here by the Blue Devils, who now find themselves shooting, oh my God, 57% from the floor and 9 of 18 from beyond the arc. Duke is 50% from beyond the arc, and we are taking care of business at home. Winning a championship every 5 years, so that's true. Although the superstitious among us would say that we could only win a championship when the championship is in a city that ends in Appalachia, because our 5 championships have either all come in Indianapolis or Minneapolis. So there's that for the superstitious folks out there. And this year it's not in Annapolis. I actually can't remember where it is. I thought it was like in Austin or something. I don't know, but it's not in Annapolis. Which is unfortunate. And we've also always gone like both in 15 and in 10, the road was like the same. We went to Greensboro, then we went to Houston, then we went to Indy, and then we won it in Indy. Like the sequence of events was the same, which is like kind of eerie. um But yeah, we should. I mean, the way this Duke team has been playing, this is the Duke team we wanted to see. I'm so glad that they've come out firing. And you know what? We talked so much about the turnovers the other night. 7 turnovers so far tonight. Much, much better taking care of the basketball here is the Blue Devils. Oh, it's in Atlanta. Okay, it's in Atlanta. And here, let's turn on. This is the live here from Clemson and Louisville. Louisville still getting their butts handed to them here. 44, although not as much. Now down only 12 with 9:53. If this game ends early, we'll go and swap over to the Louisville game and check that one out. As a win here and a loss for Louisville would put Duke in first place in the ACC. The first free throw by Hub is no good, and he was fouled by Matthew Hurt. Yeah, we had a dominant big and a Jones brother, Trey of the House Stones. Second of his name, point guard of the Blue Devils, and slayer of keeper of the assists. I don't know, chat, you give me your best Game of Thrones Trey Jones long name thing. We can have a little competition. The Duke now just playing K-ball at this point. Quite content to just dribble the air out of the ball here. 8:10 to go in the game, and Wendell Moore absolutely traveled. Wow, he absolutely traveled. God, that was bad. Wendell picked up his dribble and decided to take 4 more steps, and Coach K is then can't believe it. Ouch, that was painful. All right, Duke by 30 here. Notre Dame shooting 22% here in the second half to the Blue Devils 62%. And Notre Dame trying to get this one inside, and they can't. There's a lid on the basket for Notre Dame right here. The luck, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow contains nothing but coal for the Irish right now, as they can't even find the pot of gold at this point. No amount of Irish luck of the Irish is going to help them tonight. And there is your quintessential and mandatory terrible sports announcer pun of the week. And now that we've gotten through that, we will move on to the actual broadcast. Oh, the flush there by Durham on a nice feed. Again, we get beat in the paint there. Javin DeLaurier, wait a sec. Javin just took a three and made it. Or is that a two? Wait a sec. We'll have to look. Wait a sec. Was that scored as a three or a two? Yes, this is a three. Hold on. Oh, they're not going to show me a replay. God. Wow, Javin just hit a three-pointer. That's everybody getting in on the action. There's nothing somewhere over the rainbow. It was a three. Yes, it is scored a three. I can see it here on the play-by-play. I can see it here on the play-by-play. Javin DeLaurier, three-pointer is good. Has he ever made a three? Is that Javin's first three-pointer ever? That's wild. Oh, when it rains, it pours. Apparently, when it rains Lucky Charms, it also pours. More three-pointers. Yeah, Notre Dame is... Oh, he's made one before. Hypnosis, thank you. Thanks for jumping in here with the stats on that. He's 14%. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. At this point, we would just have fun with it. That's awesome. Duke defending its house here. Yeah, Notre Dame doing terribly, but Duke taking care of business. Duke doing what it has to do to defend home court, especially in the ACC. You don't want to give up home court games. I honestly was worried. I said earlier that I thought this game may be close or even tied at halftime, and then we were going to come out of half and then actually extend a lead. I thought that perhaps, given that they haven't played since Monday, because one of the things that there's two things that could happen after that UNC game, right? Is that you have this really tough emotional win against UNC, and then you come out and you're kind of flat for Florida State. That didn't really happen. However, I think what actually ended up happening was that they were just sort of on this continuous, you didn't ever get a chance to catch your breath or recover. So you're on this continuous streak of being in the flow, in the flow of a basketball game. And so it's easier to pick up. But now that they've had a couple days to rest, I think it did them, don't get me wrong, I think it did them some good. But there was potentially that they could come out a little. We have seen Duke come out and start games where they're a little sleepy. Not tonight, however. Duke just asserting itself from start to finish here. Juwan Durham gets another 2-point bucket. And Jordan Goldwire going to go in strong, and he gets stripped, actually. No foul called, although it looked like there could have been contact there. So as we start resuming here after the under 8 timeout, just take an opportunity to welcome in all the viewers here to Real Life Sports, bringing you the streamcast of Notre Dame and Duke live from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as we do these for just about every game as long as our schedule allows it. Javin gonna try again. Oh, Javin gonna try again from 3. Oh, but he misses that one. Goodness, that's ambitious. Oh, but he felt good. He was feeling it. As Mooney tries to drive in, great defense. No, that's actually going to be a foul. I thought Joey was able to stay in front of him. No, not the case. Call the foul there. As we're saying here on Real Life Sports, trying to bring you the Duke perspective on these games and give Duke fans an opportunity to chat about and discuss the games with each other. Yeah, too brave. Too brave. I'd say too ambitious. So Alex O'Connell now in the game. Actually, Vernon Carey and Trey Jones have been taken out of the game, probably just to give them a rest. Jack White playing. Oh my goodness, Jack White playing tremendous defense. Get out of the paint. No. On the day after Valentine's Day, Jack White has no remorse sending rejection letters to Notre Dame. Dumps them there. And then gets blocked on the other end. We'll excuse that for the time being. O'Connell thought about taking the long-range shot, and he traveled. Oh, no, he didn't, actually. It was able to get it off to Javin. Oh, nice play by O'Connell. I thought I heard a whistle there. 3-point shot, no good for Notre Dame. Rebound back down to the Blue Devils, trying to extend a 29-point lead. No, sorry, 31-point lead here with about 5 minutes to go. I assume they will take just about every. No, they won't. Alex O'Connell will take a quick 3, and that shot is no good. And it's down to Durham, but it's a turnover for Notre Dame. Great defense by Jordan Goldwire, who just stuck with his man the whole way through. Goldwire now. Now they definitely have to run clock here. O'Connell's shot was too early in the shot clock. I mean, he could shoot it, but it's too early in the clock. 8 seconds. Now you want to shoot it. Javin getting down low, working on Lazuski. Javin back outside. Javin stepped on the end line. Damn it. Javin stepped on the end line. Yes, I don't think we'll see Jones. I think Jones is done. Carey's done tonight. My guess is that the starter is probably also done. Yeah, actually, it's Jamie just beat me to it. That's exactly what we're on the same wavelength here. I think Trey's just with up 31, you're just going to get, and what a strip there by O'Connell. Great hands, and O'Connell going to go coast to coast. It's just an opportunity for all the other players to get in the game, and he's just coasting it. Steal +2. It's just an opportunity for all the other players to get in the game and get good minutes here. Get 6 solid minutes of game time. That's really valuable for these guys. And that is going to be the under 4 timeout. So we will take one more timeout, come back here, and be ready to finish this game. Let's take a check on whether Louisville is still losing. And they are, actually. They are losing worse than last time we checked in. They are now down 15 with 5:23 to go in Clemson, South Carolina. So with the win here and the Louisville loss in Clemson, if the result holds, Duke will go on to claim the top spot in the ACC. Boy, it's been a long time since Duke has won the regular season, the ACC regular season. I actually don't know if I can remember how long but it's been a long time. We'll just take my word for it. All right. So let's recap here since several of our Blue Devil starters, their night is over. Vernon Carey is going to finish with 21 points tonight and 4 rebounds, so he will not have a double-double, but an incredible performance nonetheless. Trey Jones will finish with 19 points and 7 rebounds, no double-double there, but still an efficient performance from Trey Jones. Well played for him. Actually, incredibly efficient for Vernon Carey as well. Vernon Carey, 8 of 10 from the floor tonight, and even 1 of 1 from the three-point line, and did manage to hit 4 out of 5 of his free throws. Actually, Duke has only taken 7 free throws in the entire game. and made wait a sec. Made 6 of them. So that's pretty good there. So Vernon Carey, an efficient night for Vernon Carey. Trey Jones also shooting 70% from the floor tonight. That's a great shooting percentage. Matthew Hurt, I believe, is also done for the night with 12 points. And then bringing up the rest of the Duke scorers, Jordan Goldwire with 9, Joey Baker with 8, Alex O'Connell with 8, and Javin DeLaurier with 5. My guess is that we will see another double-digit Duke scorer by the time this is all said and done. Jack White has not scored tonight, but he has played good defense. So good contributions all around from the team here tonight. We've seen a spectacular performance here for Duke and a relatively clean performance tonight. As the turnover there, to answer the question in chat, only 9 turnovers for our Blue Devils, which I believe the season average is 13.5, 13.6. That was before the Florida State game. And here is the night here from Vernon Carey and Trey Jones. Well, actually, that's their wooden watch, their points per game. Both players well over that tonight and shooting. Actually, they've just done better than all of that. So, yes, only 9 team turnovers here for the Blue Devils tonight. The assists there for Trey Jones. Trey Jones with 6 assists tonight, so right on his season average, as well as Duke leads it with 32 points with 3:56 to go and Notre Dame at the line after making the first of the 2 free throws. Graduate student section doing the fish distraction. And unfortunately, the fish doesn't seem to work as Notre Dame has made both free throws there. Jordan Goldwire running the point. Blue Devils on the floor at the moment. Goldwire, O'Connell, David Robinson, Javin DeLaurier, and Joey Baker. And now Alex O'Connell is going to drive in and finish with the right hand. Alex now has his 10 points. So the prediction holds. And Alex is going to steal this one here. And Alex is going to try to go coast to coast himself. Yes, again. O'Connell with the great defense and the steal. Duke just playing with its food at this point. This is like the point where you've got your Lucky Charms in your cereal bowl, but all you really want to eat are the marshmallows and not the actual cereal. So you're like trying to divide out the marshmallows and then make sure that you have the ones that you like. That's basically what Duke is doing to Notre Dame at the moment. Yes, and the leprechauns. Pretty much. As Quinn Cook and Zion are having themselves a nice time here in Cameron. Cook and Zion being bros, yeah. Remember, they never actually played together at Duke. Zion about 5 years younger than Quinn Cook here. Is these two now at the right behind the Duke bench. And the free throws by Notre Dame continue to go in. Elijah Morgan there, the freshman guard, gets his 2 free throws to go. Oh, almost a turnover. And actually, this is Buckmeyer now in the game. Buckmeyer, so the walk-on getting an opportunity here. Sorry, Justin Robinson. I said his dad. My bad. Buckmeyer is in the game. That's number 51. That'll be at the bottom of your screen. And Javin is going to drive in but get fouled. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. The Louisville-Clemson game is still a 16-point lead for the Clemson Tigers with 3:56, so they are at the under 4 timeout. Duke now going to inbound this thing, and it's Buckmeyer going to inbound to Robinson. Robinson going to drive, and Robinson just going to dump it off for Javin. Javin down low, well defended by Notre Dame, but Javin too strong down low and finishes. Duke hits the 90-point mark. I don't think we're going to make it to 100 tonight. That would be really ambitious. I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Durham gets that shot to go. Durham's been playing well for Notre Dame. Credit to him. He's had a nice performance tonight in Cameron. Just not enough for Notre Dame. It's been two scorers for Notre Dame that have tried to do it all. Durham with 21 and Mooney with 19. No other Notre Dame Irish player with over 6 points actually. So the Duke defense too strong, too good here. As we have held Notre Dame to 36.7% shooting. Javin, the screen for O'Connell. O'Connell feeling it. O'Connell going to go for three. That shot is too long. Hits all. It doesn't even hit the rim, actually, just the backboard. And Notre Dame thinking about three, and O'Connell steals it again. O'Connell steals it again. Notre Dame is going to have nightmares about this kid. My goodness. Great awareness. Great play from O'Connell. You know, some people say this is garbage time, this is garbage minutes, but absolutely not. That's when, as somebody who comes off the bench, like O'Connell or Baker, like, this is when you can, these are the minutes that you, like, thrive on right now. This is the minutes that you, like, oh, and Robinson with a dunk! With the feed from Buckmeyer! Oh, the walk-ons! Yes! When there better be a stoppage in play, and we will bring you that, and he blocks it! O'Connell to Javin. Javin! Too strong. Damn it. Notre Dame for three. Notre Dame gets it to go 60. Now they're only down 32. Crazy's getting Cameron to stand up here. It's been an incredible performance as Buckmeyer. Buckmeyer drives in. He's going to be laying in. Yes, he is! Oh, what a beautiful play for Buckmeyer, the walk-on. You love to see it. Chat, you love to see it. These kids are absolutely going to be on our highlights after the game. This is awesome to see. You love this. Love to see this for the walk-ons, and that is going to be it. That is going to be it, as Buckmeyer is just going to dribble it out. Crazies will start chanting our house, and our house indeed. Cameron Indoor Stadium proves too much for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who have both run out of time and luck. Here today in Cameron, Mike Bray not going to get anywhere close to beating Coach K tonight. And Duke is going to take it by a final score of 94-60, the fifth ACC win by 30-plus points, which is a school record. Wow. Wow. Let's see if we get an interview here. We'll bring the interview live. So hang around for that. It may be let's see if it's a Vernon Carey or a Trey Jones interview. Who do they decide to? Or they won't give us an interview because they hate Duke. God damn it, ESPN. Like, this is why we, yeah, no. Oh my goodness. All right, let's quickly flip over to the Clemson Louisville game, which has significant implications as Duke now with the victory here and only 2 losses in the ACC is looking to take the number 1 spot from Louisville if the game will actually play for us, which is struggling at the moment. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Let's try it this way. All right, and this is the game here from Clemson, South Carolina that we've been keeping tabs on throughout the afternoon. Jordan Mora only 2 points on the entire game. And as a result, Louisville missing those points, getting, wow, down 12 with 2:24 to go. Wow. They're saying only 2 points only 2 points earlier this week in the game against Georgia Tech. I actually didn't watch the full game. That is pretty tough. Louisville now out of timeouts. Gonna have to try to make something happen off the inbounds pass. And Clemson with about, oh, they're just gonna play the foul game. Wow, are they really gonna play the foul game for 2 minutes and 20 seconds? That's terrible. That is gonna take. That is not only terrible, it's gonna take forever. And Clemson up to the line misses the first one. Apparently, only 67% free throw shooting for the Tigers here this year. They've been shooting it better tonight, though. I can't believe Louisville beat us, man. Oh, that game. That's like one we really want to have back. That's one we really want to have back. Louisville going to try for a three, and no, they're not going to get that one. Rebound down to the Tigers. And yeah, all right. Louisville is just going to play the foul game for the next 2 minutes, which is incredibly painful. And let's be honest, I'm not sure we want to sit through that. So we're just going to go ahead and assume that Clemson is going to take this one and go on to win this game, which will put Duke at the top of the ACC, which is exactly where we should be, chat. Let's be real. That's where we belong. A phenomenal game for our Blue Devils tonight. We saw them come out with a full team victory and just put Notre Dame away. We saw the killer instinct come out in the second half. That's what we've been missing. That's what we've been wanting to see. Duke now on a bit of a win streak here after really tough wins at North Carolina, beating Florida State earlier in the week, and now taking the game against Notre Dame. Show tomorrow, I don't know. We'll have to. Eric and Justin are out, so I don't know if they're around. So we might not have a show tomorrow. We might save it. We might just come back and do our live broadcast on Wednesday night for NC State. We'll just go off and do the highlights right now. And those highlights should be posted within the next 2 hours. So, assuming that we can find the replay, that is. Okay. For all of us here at Relive Sports, a phenomenal game for our Blue Devils. Vernon Carey ending the game with 21 points. Trey Jones with 19. Matthew Hurt with 12. Alex O'Connell also with 12. And significant contributions all around. Delorier with 7. Baker with 8. Goldwire with 9. You love to see that balanced scoring and everybody getting in on the action, including the walk-ons, Justin Robinson and Buckmeyer, who both got some points tonight on some beautiful plays late in the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for us for now. Duke, the winner here in Cameron Indoor Stadium, to get its, what are we at, ninth? No. Anyway, to move into first place in the ACC. If we do a show tomorrow, we'll be here at noon Eastern. If we do the show, if not, we'll be back at 9 o'clock Eastern to do the NC State game. That's coming up Wednesday night. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the like so you can come back and enjoy the streams with your fellow Blue Devil fans. For all of us here at Real Life Sports, this is Ritz signing off. Go Duke. Cheers.